السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا. مرحبا. Welcome to this video, guys. Hope you guys can hear. Let me know if the sound is working. Hopefully you guys should be able to hear, inshallah. So yes, how is everyone? I hope everyone's Jummah is going well. Hope you guys are enjoying the nice lovely day. It's quite hot here. It's not as hot as it was the other day, but still, I mean, it's still quite hot, I would say. So let me know, is it working? Can you guys see? Can you guys hear? Well, if you can't hear, then obviously you don't know what I'm saying. But if it's working, just put in the comments that the sound is working, or if you can hear some, I don't know, some noise in the background or anything that I can change. So let me know. And yeah, so anyway, so I got late today. I mean, normally, wa alaikum assalam, Sufyan, ahlan wa sahlan. I got late today because I had a meeting and it just kind of went a bit long. So then I got stuck in some traffic. So I tried to do a quick one and tried to come through the motorway. Yeah, but you know what? Trust me, there was a lot of traffic there. Tahmeed, ahlan wa sahlan, mashallah, good to see you, bro. Everything is loud and clear. Allahu Akbar. Ibrar Hussein, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, Ibrar. How's everything with you? And Fahim, wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan. Marhaban, Fahim Sahib. How's everything in Handsworth? Doing well? Cyrus, wa alaikum assalam. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, guys. So, I'll put the camera in this direction. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's okay over here? Or do you guys think that it was okay where it was before? I don't know. I mean, before you could see the bookshelf on this side, right? But this time now it's like a bit, So basically, I've actually got some good news for you guys. Yeah, you guys can see me a bit better now. I'll be high up. Okay, let me go a bit down. So finally, alhamdulillah, my desk is ready. Yes, I don't know if you guys seen on my social media the desk. Yeah, so remember that desk I used to have in the background over here. Right, so you guys used to see these black legs, metal stand. Well, that was the desk that I bought. So that desk is a desk which is basically for, for those people who want to sometimes stand up and do work. So it's one of those, movable desks, right? So so I got the legs quite cheap, right? The normal desk, it costs about £400 or something, even higher than £400. But alhamdulillah, I got the legs quite cheap. And a friend of mine who actually is also a scholar as well, Mufti Imran, I don't know if you guys know him, he actually built for me, he gifted me the top. So it's made of oak. The top is made of oak. What I'll do is I'll take some pictures of it or something. I'm gonna make a video or something, show you guys. And I think it was the best, worked out really good for me. Because first of all, this is a desk, I'm telling you guys, if you guys are into wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, Ali and Fahim, Handsworth is not the same without you. What can I say, man? What can I say? I agree. Sufyan, both camera angles are okay. Alright, you're one of those ones, yeah, you're okay with both camera angles. Umar Shahid, wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, my family of Netherlands. So basically, yeah, so what I was saying about the desk is that, wa alaikum assalam, Mullah. Ibrahim, inshallah, I'll try to answer your question a bit later. Just remind me. So this desk is a desk that can be like raised, elevated and lowered as well. And this is excellent for people who spend their time on desks. Trust me, if you spend 3 or 4 hours a day on a desk, sitting at a desk, this is a very good thing to invest in. Seriously, because it kind of like, sometimes you work better when you're in certain postures, sitting down sometimes standing up. Yeah. And I think that is a very, very good thing for helping you, and ergonomically. It's very, very useful for productivity as well. So I've had this desk now. It's been about, I think about 3 days, maybe 3 days. How many days has it been? 3 days, yeah. About 3 days. Yeah, about 3 days, 3 days. And alhamdulillah, I mean, I've been able to do my work. I've been able to push it up and down. I've been able to get things, done better. Otherwise, what used to happen is I actually remember before when I was where I was living previously, I used to sit on the floor. And trust me, when you sit on the floor and you're making videos for a very long time on the bed, it's not very comfortable, right? Because your legs start to get tired, and especially on the bed, you don't want to sit on the bed and do work because then you feel sleepy, and you just end up like having a few naps. And the floor is not a very comfortable place to sit on for a very long time. So this is like very good. I mean, with the desk, I would suggest. I don't know if any of you guys use these kind of desks, but they're very good. The only problem is they're a bit expensive. Yeah, but I would say, look, if you want to, help long term your health, or prolong your condition of your health, then I would say it's a very good thing. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Mullah is saying, it's good for the arthritis. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would agree because I get a lot of pains, so this would be like very good option. So and I would say if you guys do want to, what I'll do, I'll probably later on sometime make some video or something of how, if anyone wants to get this kind of a desk, of how to go about it, and get it quite cheap, and that's something which I think it's going to be useful to you guys in the long term anyway. So yeah, so that's my week. That's if before someone asks what's the new gadget that you guys have got, and that is the new gadget, guys. That's the new gadget. So yeah, alhamdulillah, slowly these things are. I'm starting to learn more about like office setups, computers, technology. Yeah, and if you're someone who's like me, who likes to understand things a lot, then you love these kind of these kind of gadgets that come out that help a person to be able to produce more work as well, and become more productive. So let's see what you guys are saying, man. Kazmataz, when the Medina series is coming out in Uruk? I can't say at the moment. Hopefully, hopefully in about 2 months, the first book should be done. Right, the first book one should be done with exercises. Hopefully in 2 months. I wanted it to be done by the end of this month, but what's happened is because of moving and because of so many other things going on at the moment. With work and with Uruk and all that, so I've had to kind of slow things down a bit on the Medina series. Muhammad Umar, mashallah, ahla wa sahla maulana. What would that would be awesome? Yeah, definitely. And I personally think, look, Muslims should be the best in everything, right? Muslims, and if you yourself can't be the best in something, at least advise someone else that can do it. That's my sort of philosophies. If you can't be ahead in something because maybe financial reasons or whatever reasons, then at least if you have knowledge of what is good out there, then advise other people, help them progress, because in long term it's going to be the benefit of the wider Muslim community. Wider Muslim community is something which is our sort of like responsibility end of the day. If you think about it, sometimes when you have different masjids and different scholars and different things, end of the day everyone should think to themselves, look, all of these people are working for the betterment of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's how I see it. Here's only wanted to get furniture is by going through Bangladeshi. Yeah, is it? Alright, I might have to check into that one. Okay, Jasud wa alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan. My Balala, assalamu alaikum. Will you continue the Fawzul Kabir? Yeah, definitely. Inshallah, I'm going to continue that. The only problem is my days are all used up in the series that I do. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to, like, I know maybe, so I've got 7 days in the week and every single day I produce something. So I've got a choice here. Either what I can do is I can produce more than one thing per day, right? So I have more than one clip, maybe two clips a day, 3 clips a day. But then what the problem with that is that you get burnout. Yeah, so I'd get burnout, and also it would mean that a lot of people would just see lots of content and then not really want to benefit from the content, just be overwhelmed by it. So I think I want to balance that one. And the other thing is what I can do possibly is when I'm doing a series, let's say for example I do Kuduri or something, I can maybe do a certain amount and then stop for a while, and then do something else for a certain number of episodes and then stop, and then go back to Kuduri. So I can kind of like interchange between courses. Maybe that might be an option. Because yeah, I mean, I do want to continue the what do you call it, Fawzul Kabir, definitely, yeah. And I want to do more things as well. I've got so many kind of things that come in my head that I want to do, but it's just a matter of, first of all, trying to organize everything to be able to produce the content systematically, and yeah, it's about getting others involved as well. So yeah, inshallah, don't worry, inshallah, it's gonna be slowly, but nicely it's gonna be done. Mullah, I'm starting a marketing placement this month, which is mainly office space. Make dua that it all goes well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you. Everyone say Ameen. May Allah make it easy for Mullah. May Allah put barakah in his placement. May Allah make it a means of halal earnings, and may Allah get him a nice spouse, and may Allah give him nice pious children and a nice house, and all of that. Ameen. Muhammad Umar, do you have any conspiracy theories? If so, what are they? I don't know really. Conspiracy theory. Okay, I got conspiracy theory. Yeah. So I was thinking about this hadith where the Prophet ﷺ, he says that near the end of time, the Quran will be uplifted from the earth. Yeah. So people, like, there won't be any, the writing will be removed as well. So now, if we take that hadith to be like haqiqatan, right? Like as in it's the explicit meaning of the hadith, right? So then how is this possible? I was thinking, how is it possible? Like there's books that have existed and have been passed down through the ages, right? Through the years, and at least there's still some writing on there. You can see writing. And the way, I mean, things are written in books nowadays, you're not really going to find a book, unless it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of years old, where the writing has extremely faded. So what I was thinking is everything in the future, I think, is going to start to shift towards data, right? So it's going to be more of an online system. Books, I think, are going to become like extinct or rare. People are not really going to have any benefit for books anymore because it's not going to be productive for them. And maybe then what will happen is once all the books and everything have been digitalized and stored in some cloud somewhere, then all of a sudden something's going to happen to technology and everything will be lost. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that this is something that will happen? So although it's not a conspiracy, although I did have a teacher, one of my teachers, I remember, he had this conspiracy. He used to say, keep books. He says, don't go digital. He goes, because this digital thing is a plan, and what they're trying to do is basically get all the Islamic books and they're trying to digitalize them, and then once you stop printing books and the books get all destroyed, he said what they're going to do is going to pull the plug and you lose all your information. So I don't know, I think that might be slightly far-fetched, a bit stretched there, but yeah. There is like kind of like there's a big shift now, like towards digital now. It's like a really big shift. I mean, if you think about it, there's a large portion of the world that is illiterate, right? Even amongst the Muslims, large portion are illiterate. Now everything that's moving on to online obviously is much more convenient for businesses now, because I know that a lot of businesses they normally kind of store files for about 5 years or so. Now they're starting to digitalize everything, and it's just saving them so much money and logistics when it comes to all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys? What's your kind of like take on that? You guys see that happening? Muhammad Hamza, are the Medina books enough to know or speak Arabic? It's not designed for speaking Arabic, but if it was taught in like a certain way, maybe you could get someone to speak. But it's not designed for speaking. UZL Productions, question on jinn and exorcism. How can be sure that it's a jinn possession case when word is that someone is possessed? I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I do not know how possession works or which cases are true, which is or not. Phenomenal one. Do you know what is autism? Okay. Valerie Amin. Muhammad Umar, Ameen. Adam Ali, nice jubba of the black looks beautiful on you. Jazakallah khair, thank you very much. This is not black, it's actually dark brown, you know. Yeah, it's actually dark brown. But yeah, Jazakallah khair, thank you very much. I think you may be talking about the imama, yeah? You're gonna keep the mustache long again. I don't know, you know. I'm thinking maybe when November comes or something like that, you know, like, what is it? November, you don't shave or something. What's that? What's that thing? So I'm not too sure. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I was getting some people getting a bit suspicious about me. That why is he keeping a mustache for? This guy's, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people have conspiracy theories about others, don't they? Aftab Hassan, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban, marhaban, ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan. How have you been, Aftab? Everything good at your ends? Muhammad Abdurrahman, is it permissible to lie about something you did in the past which was sinful by you and you have done? Okay, we'll come back to questions. Just remind me the questions a bit later on. And normally, you guys know I do keep questions only for Saturdays. And Fridays is more of a chit chat just to see what's happening, any updates. Some people still like books than online. Yeah, I know some people do like books. I personally do like books. It's clearly that, you know, having a physical book in your hand is more enjoyable. Maybe it's because we kind of like socialized into that, right? Where we're kind of molded into seeing that. But I think I use a lot of digital. I mean, a lot. Whoa, that actually sounds possible, yeah. Alright, so Muhammad Umar, you're with me, yeah? Adam Ali, that sounds high possibility. One flare, oh yeah, one flare. Ah, yeah, that's true. Flare, super flares. Even money going digital, definitely. I would believe that totally, subhanallah. So these kind of things, I think there is like it's slowly starting to unravel. Like slowly things that the Prophet ﷺ said, we're starting to kind of see a more sort of like a witnessed, you know, application of that, how it's coming out. What's the best advice you've ever received? The best advice? I don't know really. I think probably the best advice is, I don't know, there's quite a few. This Muhammad Omar, this is the kind of question that stresses me out, bro. Yeah, this is the kind of like stress me out questions. Okay, let's think. Okay, one of the best advices I had was don't get married until after you graduate. When I was studying here, there were so many like times where marriage popped up. Either it was because my parents were telling me to get married, or it was maybe someone, like an opportunity came, there was an individual or whatever. But I spoke to my teacher about this, and what happened was I saw a dream, and in my dream my teacher was there, and I was at his mosque, and he said to me, get married after Jummah. Get married after Jummah. Yeah, so and normally what would happen is I would actually go to his house, and he lived on top of the masjid. I used to go to his house every Jummah, and I used to sit with him and I used to talk to him, ask him questions. Just like this live stream. This is the sunnah of my ustad. So then I asked him, and he said to me, maybe that dream, what it means is that you should delay your plans of getting married until after you qualify, because like Friday is like kind of the end of the week for us. Yeah, it was like, as students, it was the end of the week because the weekend came. So yeah, alhamdulillah, benefited a lot because it kind of like made me be able to understand, like focus, my focus was, and then I was able to, you know, take up other opportunities which maybe I wouldn't have taken. I don't know, but that's one of the. I wouldn't say that advice is best for everyone, by the way. I wouldn't say, you know what, everyone follow what I did. Success lies in that. No, that's your situation might be different. So don't kind of like think that is that's the ultimate way. Sufyan, interesting theory. Technology is advancing at an alarming rate. Hard copies becoming ebooks is the way forward. Less wastage of resources, etc. Yeah, definitely. I totally kind of, and we are going to see things. I think I don't like conspiracy theories, but what I do like is forecasting where the world's going. I think that's an important thing. Firasa, remember someone asked Firasa previously. So this idea of like Muslim having foresight, I think it's not that a Muslim will just automatically get foresight. I think it's something which a Muslim is someone that should have foresight. Yeah, and because we plan things, because we make intentions, there's a very strong connection, I personally believe, in a Muslim, like like the weatherman kind of tells you what kind of weather is expected in the week. I think Muslims should have this kind of understanding. Like we should be able to, just like you have these political commentators and you have, sport commentators where people think about what's happening in the future. I think we need to try to figure out where the Muslim Ummah is going. Like if like TikTok came out, didn't it? So I think we need to think about, okay, if we have an app like TikTok, let's run a simulation of 10 years. Where is it going to go? How do the Muslims have to adapt? Right? Is it going to affect their Islam? Is it going to affect the way people practice their religion? Is it going to affect the traditional sort of like understanding of our faith? I think these are very important things that we have to seriously think about, because if we're just going to be Muslims who are just living in the moment Muslims, we're going to have big problems when something like COVID-19 hits us. Big problems because we don't know how to deal with it. And Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, in fact, he actually used to adopt this method, what I'm talking about. And people used to criticize him. So he used to kind of like come out with theoretical fiqh. Like, what if this happens? What if this happens? And they used to call this ara'ayta in Arabic. When you say like ara'ayta alladhi yukadhibu bid-din, ara'ayta means what do you see? Like, what's your view? So he said, the scholars of Iraq and Kufa, that area, were known as the Ara'aytiyuns. The Ara'ayti scholars. Ara'ayti. Like they used to kind of they were looked down upon by many of the other scholar muhaddithin and others, because they said, why do you need to deal with what's going to happen in the future? Just deal with what's there now. So, but anyway, someone asked Abu Hanifa rahimahullah this question, and he said نستعد للبلاء قبل نزوله. Yeah, so he goes, we prepare for calamities before they hit. And I think that is, in today's time, a lot of these companies, like I have an uncle who's a stock, works in the stockbroker or advisor to that, and he tells me that his business is all about advising clients about where the future projections of their business is going to go, like where to take the business, what to invest in, right? So this kind of thing, we need to invest in our religion. The Quran time and time again mentions Islam and business hand in hand, like describes the person who is successful in life, in business, successful in his religion, as being like a successful businessman, and the person who is unsuccessful in his religion is like the unsuccessful businessman. There's lots of overlap, I think. So these are things to think about. I don't know what you guys say. Okay, but they still produce and publish more books than ever before, so books will always be published. Not many people enjoy online reading. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why I'm saying it's just something that came to my mind. But you saying that they are still producing lots more books, I mean, I haven't done a survey on this, so I don't know the facts and figures of this. So maybe you have. But what would be interesting to see is the sort of like a graph showing the usage of online, right? Things that are soft copies of things. So now you have Kindles, you have iPads, tablets, phones, other sources of how people read things. I mean, some of these things are very, very sort of like user friendly. So it'd be good to see how that is. What did you study in I didn't go to university. I didn't go to a normal university. I went to madrasa. Hal, I love you. May Allah love you for the sake of Him for loving me. Techno, can't say his second name, Ishan. Wa alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban, Saqib Mas'ud, wa alaikum assalam. I have waswasa when doing takbir tahrima. Can I say subhanallah instead? No, you wouldn't be able to say something. I mean, what I would say is as long as you say the name of Allah, right? As long as you say, even if you didn't say Akbar correctly, I would say it would be fine. So say takbir, but as long as you've said Allah, that's it. It's done. Colorblind like me. Oh, you're colorblind. Yeah, I've never actually met someone who's actually colorblind. You got benefit from Ajurumiyya. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan. You're welcome. Where are you from originally? Originally, I am from Pakistan. Dajjal Jassasa, do you think his NSA spy network, his hairy description could be server wires? If you see server rooms, they look like hair. Ajib, I've never thought of that. That's a very good, sort of like idea. I don't know. I mean, could be. Yeah, server wires, like wires in it. But does it really look like a hairy animal? I don't think it looks like a hairy animal. Muhammad Hamza, are there any Arabic books designed for speaking? If no, what's the best way to learn Arabic? Yeah, so the best way to learn Arabic is never mind Arabic. The best way to learn any language spoken is you have to do three things. You have to say, you have to listen, and you have to, in your mind, you have to compose. Yeah, you must do these three things. So, if a person comes to the UK or any country and doesn't know English, and within 6 months they learn a great deal of English, how do they learn it? The way they learn it is because of the exposure they have. They listen, they're forced to try and understand what's happening. And then their mind is trying to compose, how do I say this? And then they say it. A lot of times what happens is people, they are afraid of learning a language. They're afraid of speaking Arabic because they're too scared of what will people think if I make a mistake. When you have this kind of like mindset that I'm scared of making a mistake, you're not going to learn a language. You're not going to learn how to speak. You can learn comprehension. Spoken's going to be proper. It's time of praying in Iraq. I got to go. Ahlan wa sahlan, people of Iraq. May Allah subhanahu bless you guys. Take care, inshallah. Adam Ali, there's always barakah in advice of elders. I notice, especially if they are namazi and read Quran often. Good point. Muhammad Omar, sorry for asking such serious questions. On a related note, though, what are the other kind of questions you hate being asked? So one is favorite questions. It's not that I hate favorite questions. It's that my mind freezes because my favorites are like different from how some people see favorites. I have like a spectrum of favorites. I think that's one. I don't know really what else is it. I gotta think about that one. Saqib, isn't that what Abu Hanifa did like about questions for you? Yes, definitely. America now having 1,500 deaths a day. Subhanallah. Ajib. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just make it easy for us. I personally think it's going to get worse in advanced technology. Just look at the way highest browsing sites are gambling. Yeah, see, I mean, I agree with you, Adam, on that one, because I personally think the way I see, I was born in the 80s, so I kind of have seen a society that was totally oblivious to the concept of social media communication, right? And then I saw the other side, so I've seen that both sides, and it's like the way things have speeded up and the way that it has sort of like changed the way society interacts with one another. Behavior has changed quite a lot as well, and other things, and there could be for many reasons, and I'm just giving it from my own perspective. Maybe some of you guys probably recognize or agree with this as well. But the way technology is going now, it's like technology is sort of like, first of all, if you think about all the businesses out there, if you want to get into some top businesses out there, you need to provide fast and at the touch of your fingers. People do not want basically to go somewhere for something. They want it there and then. Yeah, so it's all about there and then. So the way technology is moving, they are simply they're enhancing human senses, aren't they? That's what technology does. It just enhances human senses. They can't replace the human, obviously. They can't replace that, but they're enhancing it. And what this is resulting is people being more inclined to fast foods. Yeah, so foods that are generally not really healthy for us. It's kind of making people do things that are not natural, the way the human body has been designed. Interactions, relationships with people, and it's really kind of having an effect between like relationships of parents with children and husband and wives. So I think, see, when these kind of things start to decay and technology advances, that's when we should be worried. That's why I think, when it comes to this technology issue, technology is not a problem. I don't have an issue with technology. The problem is that when technology is compromising the values of human beings, and how easily it can be with technology, you can manipulate people's minds. I think that's the second thing. I think I have COVID-19. May Allah give you shifa, Salah. Cyrus, now there is VR porn. Yeah, I mean, pornography and these kind of things are going to go to next levels with the new technology, right? And the way that they're going to tap into your brain, directly into you, where you feel senses in your brain, and be able to give you that sensual pleasure. It's like thinking about drugs. It's like imagine your brain is not designed to be able to receive a certain amount of pleasure, right? And you are injecting it, or you're directly accessing that part of the brain where you're giving this kind of like pleasure to it. This is something which we got to be very careful about, because once you can't, like when people watch pornography, for instance, may Allah, anyone who is going through this kind of thing, or may Allah, make it easy for them to stop watching pornography. But the studies show that pornography actually is a fake reality of the interaction between a man and a woman. And a lot of I've dealt with a lot of cases that have come to me where couples, primarily one of the biggest problems that the couples have is husband, like usually, unfortunately it's the husband side. Husband is like addicted to watching a lot of pornography, and he's trying to replicate what he sees in the pornographic scenes with his spouse, and it's not getting the same results, and it's making the marriage feel as though the marriage is not satisfying enough. So these kind of things, technology, when it gives you this kind of like dopamine boost in your mind, and you can't replicate that in the real life, people are just gonna lose hope in the real life. So it's just scary. Sharif, wa alaikum salam, ahla wa sahlan. Which dhalika to use when? So there's an ikhtilaf in this one. Some say dhalika is for like far away, like very far, and dhaka is for like middle far. And some say no, they're both the same. Want to know gambling is all about paying for gambling. If you do like lucky spin or spin draw without paying, is it still haram? I mean, the reason why gambling is wrong is because it's wealth, isn't it? It's the money that you're putting at risk. So if you're not putting, there's no money at risk. Like you just have a roulette, right, in your house, and you spin it and you just put the ball and guess where the ball's going to hit. There wouldn't be anything wrong with that. Sheikh, wa alaikum assalam. What do you do other than da'wah, like as a profession? So I am a teacher. I teach Arabic. I teach hadith, fiqh, full-time. That's my full-time job. And this Roots of Knowledge channel that I've set up, it started off as something that was just as a side hobby, and then it became just recently, about a year ago or so, it's become more serious. I've become more serious in it. Adam Ali, why are Quran chapters headings named after a brief ayah in the surah? It's just for ease purposes. It's just to kind of recognize. Yeah. So if you check news, actually there have been creatures who look like the Dajjal made appearance in a certain part of the world. Hairy Bigfoot. I don't know. I mean, that doesn't seem very convincing to me. Ali, the woman looks like a child, but it's a million of years old. I know it sounds weird, but I had to ask. But is million the woman looks like a child, but is a million years old? I don't know. Sorry, I don't understand that. Hamim, how much fiqh and scholarly work is available from the Ottoman period? There's actually lots and lots of it. The problem is a lot of it is in manuscript form, but it's slowly starting to be printed now. That's the beautiful thing about today's time, that people have access to these, and the government, the Turkish government is helping a lot in, I think, producing like the manuscripts, or rewriting the manuscripts in a very critical edition, and then producing them, printing them. So there is a lot, coming out, alhamdulillah. Adam Ali, do you think medium for learning can be through the internet, TV, when medium was made for entertainment? It's possible, because anything can be entertainment. A class can be entertainment. We could have a class like you guys sitting in front of me, and I could entertain you. So entertainment is all how I think is how you use something, definitely. But yes, I mean, generally, the normal sort of position that humans have been accustomed to is you have people in front of you and a teacher, teachers. And online, I think a lot of people can learn online. I don't see a problem why they can't. Only problem with online is you don't get that like contact time with the teacher. Maybe you can now with technology becoming, almost real. It seems as though you're speaking to someone physically real. So maybe that can also be achieved as well. But I think, yeah, internet. I mean, I don't know. Some of you guys probably turn up to the Hidayah lessons. I do Hidayah lessons every morning for students. And alhamdulillah, I mean, we get interaction, we get questions, able to teach. So I think it's about humans getting used to something. I think that's what it is. Would it be possible to pray with smartwatch on? Because if it was to read namaz, read the name of someone calling, wouldn't that... No, so reading someone's name doesn't break your salat. Reading doesn't break your salat. It's if you say it. Saying it would. Hamdan Patel, wa alaikum assalam. Ahla wa sahlan. Hamdan. Adam Ali, a good book called The Cyber Effect by Mary Aiken. Okay, let me make a note of that one. That sounds good. Yeah, The Cyber Effect, yeah. Let's just make a little note. I've got like a sticky notes. Cyber Effect by Mary Aiken. Right, so yeah, so can you pray namaz with shirt? Is it makruh? What can you pray with the shirt? I don't understand. Can you pray with the shirt? Would your advice be for youngsters to avoid pornography? Even social media is dangerous. I can't say really, because it all differs from person to person, situation, circumstances. Some people could get into pornography accidentally. Some people could have friends that are into pornography, and they kind of like, it slowly starts to affect them as well. It could be, all sorts of reasons. Yeah. I would say people need to be very cautious about these kind of things. Block sites, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know the answers to everything. That kind of stuff, people need to kind of get together and try to come up with some, good, robust solutions. Better regulation is needed when it comes to technology and internet, especially to protect the youth. Definitely, I think to protect humans, there is going to be a point in the future where there's going to be something which will be known as like human rights when it comes to technology. I think that if they don't have it at the moment, I think there will be this need for it, because it's just like how far is technology going to go? Because technology is going to reach a point where it's going to become detrimental to a human's existence. So there has to be and privacy as well. Yeah, definitely. We've seen the privacy laws come out now. Are Wahhabis considered part of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah? What is a Wahhabi? If you can tell me what Wahhabi is. Wa alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan, Amina. Sharif, ahla wa sahlan, wa alaikum assalam. The Madrasa al-Hanbaliya book you have finished. I haven't finished it off. I've got a little bit left. I think it's a very good book. I would suggest, I personally want to do a series on it. Might be a good thing. But I would suggest reading it. It's very good understanding like the issue of the Salafi Aqidah versus the Athari Aqidah, right? Where they make a very clear distinction between what is an Athari Aqidah, what is a Salafi Aqidah, and the issues that early Hanbalis had with Ash'ari Aqidah. I think it's a very balanced, it's a very nice approach. Mu'een Taj, Assalamu alaikum assalam. If Hanafis are only allowed to wear silver rings, does that mean watches with gold sections are not allowed? Yeah, this is a good question. This is. I mean, if you leave that question for Saturday, inshallah, because today I don't have much time in answering people's fiqh questions. So if you can leave fiqh questions for Saturday today, because I'll have to go off in a bit. But yeah, good question. How did you personally learn Arabic? I went to a madrasa. I went to Pakistan. I studied in Karachi for 9 years. Yeah, so that's how I learnt. आमिना आज 14 अगस्त पाकिस्तान की सालगिरह माशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह अहलन व सहलन मरहबन आदम अली हाउ इस दिन को कैसे सेलिब्रेट करते थे I mean I don't know we never used to celebrate I mean I would the madrasa didn't used to give a day off on 14th of August they never used to give it off to me it wasn't really like I didn't see myself as being someone that was happy about 14th of August like it didn't seem to me because I was just there to study so I saw myself as someone who's just going to be there study do my thing and then leave so I didn't really kind of have any special celebrations or anything if someone did a dinner or something I'll probably go but there wasn't anything sort of like how do you time manage your YouTube channel, job, personal time? Yeah, it's difficult, but you know, I've slowly tried to get into a routine, make a note of like in the morning, have a list of all the things I've got to do in the day. Just jot them in, put them on my phone or something, and just try to schedule, try to get things done. And if I don't get anything done, I just make a note of it and then maybe postpone it to another time. University of Birmingham have a few pages of the Quran was written and then preserved from the time of the Prophet ﷺ. It's really amazing to have a look at pictures are available online. Yeah, I saw that on the news as well. It came on the news, isn't it? Saad Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum. If a person can't give insurance annually, is he allowed to give monthly due to circumstances? Yes, that would be allowed. Adam Ali, is there an in-depth tafsir of Quran from Sahaba or Tabi'een? No, there isn't an in-depth one. You have like different places. So scholars have like compiled what they call Tafsir al-Ma'thur. Yeah, Tafsir al-Ma'thur is like Imam Suyuti has a big compilation Tafsir al-Ma'thur and before him Imam Tabari has a compilation of Tafsir al-Ma'thur and Imam Ibn Kathir. So Tabari, Ibn Kathir and Suyuti, these are the three main guys that have done large works on it. Yasir, what is the ruling of praying namaz with a shirt, not jubba? It's fine. Totally fine. As long as your body's covered, like your aura, below your navel is covered. Hamdan, pops up are the absolute worst when it comes to these things. Someone can easily accident. Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? It's like someone can see an advertisement, and sometimes you go into a website, and it usually happens like if you go to a website where, let's say you're downloading an Islamic book or something, a PDF, and also on the side some advertisement will come with some revealing or a half naked woman. And it's like it's easily for a person shaitan to come to them and say to them go and have a look more, have a look and check out this and click on this one, and that could just affect a person. So this is why a person needs to be aware of these kind of things, put things in place before it happens. Privacy technology, you can't separate now. I see people use blockers for the laptop camera for privacy. Yeah, I mean that's a strange thing. I mean the first time I saw someone put a sticker on top of the camera saying, "What are you doing?" And they go, "Don't you know? People can actually just spy on you, like through your laptop or through your computer. If you have an open camera, they can actually get access to it without you even knowing and can watch you. So you got to be careful about that." 95 Gred, it's a sin on the organization who provides Qurban service if the meat gets mixed, meaning the customers don't get this meat slaughtered in their name. No, it's not a sin. It wouldn't be a sin. As long as the meat's slaughtered, that's fine. Yusuf, alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan, Yusuf. May Allah bless your hard work. Ameen, ameen, jazakallah khair. May Allah proliferate the benefit of this channel to many people. Ameen. Oh yeah, by the way, Yusuf, guess what? You know that method you taught me about the iPad with the... I found an easier way, bro. I found an easier way. I'll let you know, inshallah. Yeah, but yeah, jazakallah khair for that, man. Lo and Behold, River is a Connected World is a good documentary. Lo and Behold, Reveries of the Connected World is a good documentary about invention of internet, worth watching. Okay. Yeah, you can't. Some top things, Adam. Bro, you're like... Lo and behold. River. Okay, I might watch that this weekend. Okay. Jazakallah khair. Sharif, assalamu alaikum. Do you dream in Arabic or multi languages? I don't know, you know. Do I dream in Arabic? Maybe sometimes I do. I know I speak in Arabic sometimes in my dream. Yeah, I've had that. Like someone's there and I'm speaking to them, and sometimes I'm like, whoa, look at this kind of Arabic I'm coming out with, like really kind of like, you know, posh Arabic. And then when I wake up, then I realize, oh, it was a dream. Yeah, so that does happen. That's fine. When do you stream on Saturday? I stream at 9:30, by 9:30ish evening. Unknown Era, Al-Madrasa Al-Hanbaliya. What is the book about? So the book is about it's by Ibn Qudama has a book which is called Lum'at al-Muwaffaq, and it's basically an Aqidah book, and it's based on the Aqidah of the Athari Aqidah. Athari Aqidah basically means Aqidah which was considered to be before the advent of the Kalam movement. That's what it is. So it's the Aqidah which says, you know what, we don't want to get involved in the Kalam movement, right? So they're saying like we don't really have a major issue with the Kalam movement, but it's just we'd rather stick to how things were without really going too much into questions and details of Aqidah, just as it was mentioned in the Quran and the Sahaba. And that's it really. Say istighfar a lot daily. Ameen. Wa alaikum assalam. You are enough from Michigan, America. Ahlan wa sahlan, Michigan, man. I don't know how the Michigan accent is, but in my mind, in my brain, I'm just thinking to myself, Michigan, man. Lake Michigan. All I know is Lake Michigan. It's supposed to be like a big lake. Yeah, it talks about the early generation, how they did tafweed. Yeah, definitely talks about. I would suggest a very good book. Yeah. It's a very good book, and the scholar also sort of like distinguishes between the like Ibn Taymiyyah movement later on, and so like the Salafi sort of like way Aqidah is looked at, and separates it and distinguishes between the Athari movement. Isa Khan, I bought the 17 series course. I have done part 1. When it comes to do homework, should I memorize the words given in the PDF? No, you don't have to memorize them. Just do the homeworks. And whatever words come in the homeworks, focus on them. And then send the homeworks in. So have you sent the homeworks in? And inshallah, I'll mark it. Cyrus, I still need to get back to Arabic series. How many pages is there? How many pages? Which series? You joined the 17 lessons, didn't you? Shouldn't they be entitled to eat a portion of meat that was slaughtered for them? Yeah, definitely. Should Menshawi or Sheikh Khalil Hosari, I think. I like Hosari. Mu'een, excellent. Thank you, and may Allah grant you further success. Ameen, ameen. You're welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan. And is there English version? Yes, the book is translated into English. That's the good thing about it. So get hold of it, because I've heard there's only a few copies left in this publication, and unless they bring a second edition, which they might, but later on. So Audrey, I would say. Allahu al-arsh istawa. So the modern day Salafi movement are talking about apparent verse and tafweed. Is that book talks about? Yes, it talks about that and shows that this is like a new view, that this hasn't been the view of the early scholars. Yeah, because they don't the Salafi movement does not do tanzih. That's the main issue that the book mentions. You're gonna have to read the book. Are you planning to do a video on the Athari Ash'ari? I do plan to do one, but you know what it is? I don't want to. The thing is, I know this is the most controversial kind of area in a Muslim social media sort of circles, and just one little small thing can just go out of proportion and cause so much arguments. And you've seen it happen in the chat sometimes, where people are just arguing over Ash'ari and Athari and this and that and Salafi. What's the easiest way? I need to know. Yeah, so basically what you do is, in OBS, you go to OBS here. Instead of having to go to Quick Player, you go to, you go to video capture. And in there, it comes up directly. So it directly comes up in the video capture, so you don't have to open up Quick Player, which basically just doesn't slow down your system. And that's it, bro. That's it, man. Anyway, guys, Jazakumullah khair. Anyone who wants to check out the Quranic Arabic 17 lessons, details are below, right, if you're interested in that. And otherwise, I will see you guys next time, inshallah ta'ala. You'll get refutations left, right, and center. Yeah, I mean, people, they don't really have much more to do, isn't it? Just refute. Where can I get it from? I don't know, I actually got it gifted from the guys who are involved in publishing it. So, just gonna have to Google, maybe. I don't know if Nav's here. Is Nav here? No. We just have to accept that the fact that Ash'aris and Maturidis are the overwhelming majority of this ummah. Yeah, I mean, see, these kind of issues, I think it's like a kind of club kind of... the way I don't like it is when it becomes a club kind of thing. And people want to prove to the other people of whose club is the strongest club, who's the biggest club. Like a football teams, isn't it? Like, our team's the richest team, our team's the... I mean, no offense to 95 grade to you, but I don't like this kind of like club kind of talk. Like, just because we are the most, that means that we are the strongest. If someone says that Hanafis are the most, the Hanafis are the best, I personally think that's not very sort of like sort of a good way to go, but it's not academic way to go about it, basically. Yeah. Here's one to get you jump started. Knock knock. Who's there? Hatch. Who? God bless you. That was a terrible one, bro. That you know what? That's gonna kill the internet, guys. Like, that's gonna forget viral. That's gonna do opposite viral, like negative viral. That's gonna go. Okay. Anyway, guys, Jazakallah khair. I will see you guys next time, inshallah ta'ala. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.